Safety is probably the most important factor in any engineering design. The efficiency of a design depends tremendously on how safe the design is. That's why traffic engineers must be equipped with the adequate knowledge of math and science to apply it properly on the design. A simple example: when designing a curve or a roundabout, a traffic engineer must consider the centripetal acceleration that might drag the car into the center. The idea of superelevation came to solve that type of problem. So that's one example of how science is applied in traffic engineering. However, no matter how good your design is, there is always that problem that can turn the equation upside down. You can have the perfect design, the perfect geometry, perfect signs, perfect signals, perfect pavements, lighted roads, and the whole 9 yards. And yet, there is always that catalyst that can manage to screw all that up, make it like did not exist. And that's us. I mean, you can guess that by yourself. That's we call the human factor. One of the reasons you might see a lot of crossover between transportation engineering and psychology is because the human, us, are a very integral part of the entire dynamics, so to speak. Go, for example, to a like machine design, for example. It's all about the machine itself. You design a machine like to nothing out of the top of my head, but like you design a machine so it could serve a single purpose. But when you design a road, you usually design it, and the operator is technically us, the human beings, and everything depends on our actions. Unlike when you design like a machine and you have a computer runs it, it's completely different because okay, the computer, okay, something might happen to the computer, but it could be like predictable. Unlike the human beings, us, we can be predictable, but there is always that possibility of the crazy maniac that might screw everything up, drive on the right direction of the road and just cause a big disturbance in the entire situation. There are so many things we can talk about, we can really talk about when it comes to human factors. I mean, especially like if you think about it, there is no one such a perfect, like none of us is perfect. One of the things that really bugs me when I see people do it is texting while driving. This might have nothing to do with the subject itself, but as a side note, I would like to say I kind of hate the fact that people are now always busy with their phones and they are not talking to one another. I think as society we have lost a lot because people just don't think good enough. I mean, people just don't interact with one another. I think it creates a friction. It has created a kind of like friction between us, society, because we are always busy with our phones and just not caring about learning things about one another or interacting with one another, basically. Anyhow, but when it comes to driving, texting and both texting and driving are tasks that require a lot of attention. Both of these tasks require a lot of attention. You cannot have enough attention, or you don't have you cannot have the adequate attention to driving, to the task of driving, if you are texting. There is no chance in hell. You can say whatever you want to say about yourself. I don't care if you have the brain of Einstein. You cannot do both tasks at the same time. and it's so dangerous. But unfortunately, we see people still doing that. I mean, despite how many accidents we had because of that, how many death situations we had because of that, it's so frustrating to me. One of the things that's mentioned in our lovely Red Book is alcohol, drugs. What the Red Book says, in the United States, estimates are that at least 50% of drivers arrested while under influence of alcohol are problem drinkers who are frequently on the road while drunk. The fact that we have people with drinking problems gives us a big problem, another big problem, because if these people are on the wheel driving, my safety, your safety, everyone else's safety is on danger. Now I would like to talk about some examples related to the road safety and human factor.
Okay, I just ordered a French fries from Five Guys, and it would be a human factor of traffic safety if I decide to eat while driving, so I'm not going to do that. Though the smell is still distracting, but it's less dangerous than eating while driving.
Okay, these pictures are from the infamous roundabout of Adam Street. Obviously, you can see this big truck getting stuck in this roundabout, not being able to take a proper round. Look at the wheels on the side. That tells you a lot about this roundabout, by the way, how it's inefficient, not designed properly, and it needs to be redesigned or removed. This could be a precursor to human factor. Look at the other side of the road. Cars stop, and now all of their attention is on this truck, not on driving. That can cause a lot of problems. That just tell you how a bad design can also actually contribute to human factors. Yeah, I mean, I said before that, okay, you can have the perfect design, but if you don't have the perfect design, that can actually add a big insult to injury. Why in the blue hell there is a sign laid on the side of the road like this? It is distracting, and whomever the contractor was, he or she should have taken this away. Whether it's the city, whether it's the county, whether it's private contractor, to place that sign or to have it laid down like that is wrong, it's distracting, it's dangerous, and if it's trash, put it where trash belongs. Okay, look at this unpaved road, or unpaved slope rather. Can you imagine driving on this during a rainy day or snowy day, especially after the winter that we had recently in Mankato or in Minnesota? Yeah, this picture was taken in Mankato. This is like near the Mount K2 area. This kind of like fascinating, to be honest. It's just like I haven't imagined myself to drive on certain condition here. I mean, look at the side when you see this stuff there, the mud, the puddle. And yeah, it's unsafe actually to drive on this road, but I have no idea why it is like this. And is it something permanent or temporary? I have no idea whatsoever. Yeah, keep watching. Okay, stop here. Look, a stop sign at the end of the slope. Really? So, if it was like a slippery slope,
how can you really like ensure the safety with a stop sign like this? How can you punish somebody for not stopping for as they how can you punish somebody for not stopping as they are sliding? Okay, this is another unpaved road, but the problem here is not the unpaved road, but look at the signs. You have zillions and zillions of signs where they can be just so distracting. Yeah, I guess. Another unpaved road. That's actually another problem. I mean, I have no idea why these roads are unpaved, but they have been like this forever. I'm not sure they are private roads, or I don't think they are private because people are driving on them, but still, have no idea why there's zillions and zillions of signs like this. It's a mess.
This environment for whatever.
This is 13 seconds of driving. Yes, nothing special. I mean, there are some bunch of distractions on the side of the road. I mean, you can see the old pavement.